Let me go ahead and give my babies their goodies. And I need a cup of coffee. So I'm going to make a cup of coffee using my little power station. It is the Votaman 600X Jump. Let's see if I can bring you around here. And I want to make a cup of coffee in my one pot coffee maker using the Votaman 600X Jump. So let me go ahead and get that started. Well, hello. Good morning from the camper. Dinner was amazing last night. I'm so glad that I got up yesterday and did that prep meal to bring to the camper. It turned out absolutely amazing. Hubby said everything turned out awesome. So yeah, we ended up having the hamburger steak, mashed potatoes and gravy, green beans, and he had his delicious brownies for dinner. He absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. So that was a very good idea. If you don't have access to utilities, and I'm going to start my coffee pot, so you're going to hear a little bit of a noise. Okay, I've got my coffee pot going and using the little power pack, and then I've got me a little light here set up. And the light, to recharge it is taking about 1 to 2 volts, or watts, not volts, watts. Now this coffee maker takes about 600 watts for the coffee maker, so it takes just a little bit more. But I have fresh coffee brewing in the camper with no power. So good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. It's nice and damp here this morning. It's just starting to rain, and we have flood warnings out for our area. We're supposed to get like over 1 inch of rain. So here, I'll let you see my coffee. There we go. Coffee being made using the little power station. Oh, really? Yes. Hi, good morning. How are you this morning? Making some coffee here at the camper. We spent the night, and I had done that pre-prep meal yesterday morning on my live stream to bring to the camper, and I had made hamburger steak, mashed potatoes and gravy, and green beans, and I had made hubby a brownies for dessert, and he said everything was amazing. It turned out absolutely delicious. Everything was pre-done in the little disposable pans. If you want to go back and watch my live stream yesterday, I prepared everything because right now we have no access to electric and water. I do have my propane stove and oven, so I prepared meals at home in the little aluminum trays, and then wrapped them in aluminum foil to bring with me, and put them in the oven when I got here, and it worked out great today. I'm seeing flood warnings out, so, and I am making me a cup of coffee with no power, and I have a little light plugged in. And this is also a little mosquito lamp as well. So it's not only a little lamp, but it's also a little mosquito lamp. Little battery operated. And it only takes about 1 to 2 watts on my power station to recharge that little light. And right now I'm using about 600 watts using the 1-cup coffee maker to make the coffee, and it is almost done. And I will have coffee this morning. And I'm just using my little power station. How are you, Grammy? I'm good. How are you this morning? Good morning. And we have coffee. Awesome. It's about 60 degrees here this morning, so it wasn't bad here last night. And I have fresh coffee. Just look at that. Awesome. And it's taking 1 watt for me to recharge my little lantern, which is a little lantern, and it's also a little mosquito catcher. I'm going to take you over here, and hopefully we'll have enough lights. It's evening in India. Well, good morning in India. See if I can move here a little slow so I don't make you seasick. There. Come over here and enjoy my coffee. And I've got a little candle over here going with my little angels. So, just hanging out here this morning at the camper. And of course, I've got the babies. Good boy, lay down. Good boy, lay down. No. Let Mommy drink her coffee. Let Mommy have a coffee. Mommy have coffee. There you go. Not too hot there. So, anyway, yes, dinner turned out great. Grammy, you're too cute. Love you. Oh, well, thank you. Oh, we are having a blast here at the camper. We really are. We came up last evening and did a little bit of work here on the property. We're on the new property, and of course, we've got the camper set up, but we don't have any utilities. But I do have the propane, so I do have the refrigerator, freezer operational. And as you can see, all that cold air coming out of there. And I do have the nice oven and stovetop that's propane, so I can still cook and use that. We just don't have access to water and electric yet here. No utilities, so we're just on propane. And I have battery that will work all of my lights. As you can see, I've got lights. And I can make my coffee even without electric. You guys, what do you got? Got you something to chew on. They're always so busy. Always so busy. hot coffee. Just what the doctor ordered. And Miss Lily, you want up too? Okay. Oh, and now Miss Lily says, I want up too, Mama. You're right. There we go. Now we got both babies. Lily and Ryder. I'll recommend your YouTube channel to all my friends because you generally remind me of my grandmother. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. And these are my babies. Miss Lily and Mr. Ryder. This is Ryder and this is Lily. And they are Mama's babies. They are just love bugs. You got so many kisses, you're tangled in my hair. Oh, whoa. All right, good boy, lay down. Lay down. You gotta lay down. Let Mommy drink her coffee. Let Mommy drink her coffee. Oh my goodness, I know you got so many kisses to give away. I know, I love you too. I love you too. All right, you want down? You want down? Go get you another goodie. Let me get them another goodie. I'll be right back. Lily says, I'll take one. I'll be right back. Do you guys need a goodie? You need a goodie. Sit down, sit. Okay, so there we go. My hair's kind of everywhere this morning, but hey, I'm still in my jammies, enjoying a cup of coffee. And when it gets nice and daylight here, I'm going to go ahead and get everything cleaned up, and I'm going to head back to the house this evening. And or today, and then I will do some more prep meals because we're supposed to have rain all day today, so I don't think we're going to be able to get a whole lot done here on the property today. I don't know if the guys are going to be able to make it today in the rain, and I don't want them out there working in the rain. And if there's flood warnings out for their area, which I know there is for ours, I'd rather they stay at home and stay safe. It's supposed to be like over an inch of rain, and then again tomorrow. So that's going to give me a couple days to go back home and get some more of my freezer meals done, and I'll do some more prep meals for the camper like I did yesterday on my live stream, and then I can just bring them with me. And last night was amazing. I just got to the camper and I just put my pre-prepped meals in the oven. Everything was wrapped in aluminum foil, and just turned my oven on, and it just, when I was ready, it was delicious. So we had a full course meal, a healthy meal, and everything was done at home, so I didn't have to worry about any dirty dishes. Everything was in disposable trays and wrapped in aluminum foil, and so I had no mess at the camper. So that was just a very good idea to go ahead and prep ahead yesterday. And I'm going to do a few more meals. I already have some freezer meals at home, so to keep my freezer rotator works off of propane. And the freezer is quite cold. So I'll bring up some of the freezer meals and have those ready, and then some meals that I can put out on the little fire pit. And the little fire pit has the 2 racks that you can have 2 different things to cook on. Hi, Lily. Good morning. So you can turn them out to check your food and then spin them back. It's a really nice little campfire pit, camping fire pit, and it has the 2 layers that you can cook on over the open fire pit. So we do have that set up as well. But with it raining, I'm not going to be doing any cooking on the campfire pit. So I'm probably going to go back to the house here in a little bit. I want to go through and get everything cleaned up, get me another list. And of course, I do have my pantry. One of my pantries here behind me. And as you can see, I've got it well stocked. And if you've been following my channel, you've been seeing me do things in mason jars. And this is why I do the mason jars, because when I'm at the camper, I can put everything in my mason jars, and I know that everything is secure and that no mice or pests can get into anything. So I have all of my little jars that you've been watching me fill up at home. This is stuffing. Here's some of my homemade pasta. And then scalloped potatoes. So everything is taken out of the boxes and put into the mason jars. So this is one of my pantries. And of course I've got walnuts, Jiffy corn muffin mix. And I label everything so I know what it is. So that makes it very handy for me. And of course I've got my oatmeal for breakfast and for apple crisp. I love muffins. Oh, I do too. And I've got cake mixes up here, and I put them in the mason jars as well. And then I'll label if it's carrot cake, yellow cake, spice cake, and that way I know what's in them. And then of course I've got my powdered whole milk. So I always have milk available, powdered sugar. So just about everything that I could think of that I would normally be using, I've got in my little mason jars. And then I've got some different nuts. I've got walnuts and pecans, raisins. And then down below, I've got, this is mainly like my canned food areas and like my barbecue sauces and things like that. Down here, this is all spices, which you probably can't see. Let me turn the light on here. Maybe you can see a little bit better. This down here is all spices. And then over here, this is all-purpose flour and sugar. So that way I have a nice supply. And I've got canned foods back in the back there. And then I have another wire shelving that I just purchased. And I'm going to be putting it in the front bunk bedroom. And then I can put some more of my pantry items larger behind me. And which is not really that small. It's a nice pantry for a camper. It's a nice size pantry. So I have a little, it's 5 shelves that I just ordered, and it's wire rack. So I can bring up some more of my larger jars and have them back in my bunk area. And then I can constantly rotate that pantry. This pantry is my use now, and then my backup pantry for the camper will be on the new shelving that just come in. And then, of course, we've got the refrigerator and freezer And then I also have another small, about the same size as this refrigerator, in the bunk room as well. So once our power is hooked up, I'll have access to 2 refrigerators with small freezers on top. So I'll have extra refrigeration once the power is hooked up. We have already contacted all of the utility companies, and we had to track down a gas line that was ran. There's a right-of-way that goes through our property, and all utilities were supposed to be labeled and certified, and it was supposed to be overhead utilities. Well, apparently someone ran a gas line right through our property, so we had to bring the gas company in, so that kind of held us back again. And then once we found the line, then we had to go contact that homeowner and let them know that we're going to be digging to put our power in and our gas lines and water in. So they're a very nice couple, a retired couple, and very, very nice. And so, they were very cooperative with us. So that kind of put us behind just a little bit. But the water company has come in and marked that area. The utility companies come in, the electric and the gas. So we do have our meter box set. So we're waiting for them to come in and hook that up, but we're going to do our electric underground. So we had to find the gas line first and then get in touch with the homeowners that gas line ran to. And now my husband has called back into the gas company, so we're waiting for them to call back to find out if we have to have the gas company come in and dig that line up through there, or if we can hire someone to come in and do it. So that kind of put us on hold a little bit. But there's plenty to do with all of the wood that they had cut. They'd cut several trees and left all the tops. So it was quite a mess. So there's a lot of stuff to be done yet. So there's plenty to do while we're waiting. But right now, we're going to get some rain. So that's going to halt us for today. And like I said, once it gets more daylight, which it's only about... about 7:20 in the morning here. So once it gets more daylight, I'm going to go through and do a clean in the camper, do another pantry list to see if I'm missing anything, if there's anything else that I want to bring up. And that way I'll have my list ready. And then I can also make a list of what freezer meals that I want to bring that I've already got prepared in the freezer and what I want to prepare, like I did yesterday on my live stream. Because preparing those in advance when you don't have access to electric and water, it is so nice. There's absolutely no worry. You just come in, you have it already prepared, you brought it with you, put it in the oven and heat everything up, and you have an instant meal. So that turned out absolutely amazing. So that's what I'm doing this morning. And yes, even without electricity, I have a hot cup of coffee on my list to bring. I have one for the camper and one for home. And yes, this is not a, this is an adult channel, and I do smoke cigarettes and I do drink coffee. So this is not a channel for children. And I am going to have a cigarette and a cup of coffee and relax and wait for it to get daylight. So, hello from the camper. Good morning. And I've got my little angel candles on. It's a little tea light candle with angels. My sister gave that to me. And I think that's absolutely precious. And then I've got my little power pack. The Vodaman 600X Jump. And that's what I made my coffee with this morning using the 1-cup coffee maker. So even without utilities, we have coffee. And I'm sitting here enjoying my coffee, and I'm waiting for it to get more daylight so I can go through and do a complete clean of the camper this morning. Go back through my pantries, double check everything. And then I also have to check in the back bunk room and see if I have any extra mason jars here. If I don't, then I want to put that on my list, because I keep everything in the mason jars here in the camper, and it just makes that so much nicer. I don't have to worry about pests getting into anything. And that's one of my pantries, and I have everything in little jars, as you can see, and everything labeled. So that's one of my pantries. So I'm going to go back through and check everything, see what else I may want or need for the camper for the next trip, depending on the weather, when we'll be back up. Because right now they're calling for rain for a few days, and there's not a whole lot I can do when it's raining like that. So, but we did enjoy last night. We got a little bit more done. Got some more of the wood moved around, and got some more cleared up for where the septic system's going to be going in. So we did get some more of that done. Because this land was undeveloped. So we just have the camper right now sitting on undeveloped land with no utilities. So, but it's amazing, the new modern convenience that you have. You have your backup power stations that you can charge your phones. You can make a fresh cup of coffee. The refrigerator runs off the propane. It's an automatic. When the electric's on, it's electric. Whenever the propane's on, it's propane. So I have access to the refrigerator, freezer, and then I have access to there's a refrigerator, freezer, and then the stove and microwave. Of course, the microwave is not usable right now, but the stove and oven is very nice. How's the coffee? Oh, it turned out great. I made it in the 1-cup coffee maker this morning using the little power station. Isn't propane harmful for health? Well, I have ventilation, and I can vent. My fans work because the camper has the dual batteries. So when I have my propane stove on, I'm using the ventilation, the exhaust fan. So it does really good that way. There's no fume. Let me see if I can turn you around this way here. And then this is the other side of the camper. That would be going into the bunk room. That's my kitchen area. And then this would be my seating area. And this has the 2 slide outs. The living room, couch, and dining area slide out, and then the master bath slides out. It has a little fireplace, and that's the TV fireplace. So it's absolutely amazing. And it makes you realize how much we actually depend on our utilities, on our electric and our water, and you don't really realize it until you don't have access to those utilities. That's my little power station. Everywhere that little lamp is on, I have the little power station and the 1-cup coffee maker. And I have an absolutely beautiful little kitchen. And then it has the full-size shower in the bathroom, and the door there by the fireplace goes into the bunk beds, and in there I keep storage. I have a bread maker and dehydrator and roaster and multiple different things for here at the camper. I have the same thing at home, and then I bought one for here. Where's my kids at? I don't have any kids. I have one daughter. She's just turned 46, and I have 4 grandchildren and 1 baby. And then I have the 2 puppies, and they are both sleeping underneath the dining room table. But that would be the bunk area in there. And I mostly right now have everything in there storage. I have, like I said, the bread maker machine and the dehydrator for here at the camper, and a roaster and crock pots and different things like that. And cushions for my little swing chairs. I've got a set of swing chairs, so I've got the cushions and the swing chairs in there. And extra water, because we don't have access to water right now. And then, again, this is the kitchen. And then this is the dining area where I'm sitting. And this is my pantry. And then this goes into my bathroom and master bath. This is the bathroom. I'll try and move slow. And it has really nice big storage. And then I have the vanity. A full-size shower. And then this goes back into so you have access on both sides. It has storage above the bed. And then, of course, got a nice little closet over there. The TV, DVD player, a nice little dresser, and the second entry into the master queen bedroom. So yes, it's very, very nice. It's a very spacious camper. I absolutely love it. We've had it now for a couple years, and I absolutely love it. It comes with all the conveniences. And I really love the little fireplace. It's got such a nice little fireplace. And another TV and extra storage there. And then there's extra storage in the sitting area. You have extra storage above. And then this is a nice little handmade trunk that my nephew made for me. So it's my coffee table and a trunk. And he did an amazing, amazing job. So I can store any of my extra bed linens and towels and things like that in my little trunk. And as you can see, we do have some more progress. We've got that set up, ready for the meter to be set up. And there's a lot of work to be done. This is just raw land. And that's the mess they left. So when we bought the property, they had cut the trees and then just pushed the tops to the edge. So all of that needs cleaned up. Why doesn't my daughter live with me? She's 46 and she lives in West Virginia. That's where I'm from. And I'm living in Ohio. And so she absolutely loves West Virginia. She comes to visit me and stays with me a lot. So we're very close. But because we're several hours away, I live in Ohio too. Oh, wow, do you? I'm in southeastern Ohio. My husband's from Ohio, and we stayed in Ohio because that's where he's from, and that's where his jobs were. I live in northeastern Ohio. Oh, okay. Well, hello, another Ohioan. My husband had his business here for 30 years. He built homes from the ground up, and he was a certified electrician and certified plumber, and he did a lot of home buildings here and around Columbus for several doctors and lawyers, and so his business was here. So we stayed in Ohio, and we just purchased this property, and this is a little retirement property. It's not a very big piece of property, but it's undeveloped, and it's close to Walmarts and Lowe's and all those things, but yet it's going to get us out of the mobile home park because we purchased the mobile home there in the mobile home park until we decided what we were going to do. So we're going to get this all set up, and then we're going to be moving the mobile home from the mobile home park up here to the land when it's ready. But before we moved it here, we had a new awning put on the front. I live in Granville. Now, see, I'm not used to Ohio. Sometimes in northern Ohio. We are in between. We're close to Marietta, Ohio, so it's not very far for us to go to Marietta. We're about 2 hours away from Columbus. And if we want to go to Parkersburg over into West Virginia, we are only about, well, we're close to West Virginia as well. So any way we want to go, we have access to Parkersburg, Marietta, Columbus, Athens. So we're in a good area. I like it here. It's now where I lived in West Virginia, it was very royal. And what do I do for a living? I have completed my grad. Oh, wow. Right now, I am disabled, and so is my husband. I was working as a carpenter helper, and doing construction, building homes. And I got injured on the job by somebody else, and the injury was so bad I ended up disabled. And my husband's also disabled now. So both of us are disabled. I do have a BA in healthcare administration. I'm glad to hear that you completed your grad. What is your... My mom is disabled too. She has a rare disease. Wow, what is that? I'm not familiar with that. My husband went through, I don't know, 3 or 4 different neck surgeries. And so basically they've done everything they can do for his neck. And then they did a back surgery on him, and it was a very, very, very expensive back surgery. And it did not help. And so he's now at this point disabled. It's, oh, okay. The nerves get weak. I did my grad and, oh, wow, okay. From Ohio itself. Oh, okay, awesome. Now, my disability, my ankle was broken, and where it was broken at and the impact, there was so much edema in the bone marrow that the blood flow could not go through the bone properly in my leg into the foot, because the edema went clear up the leg and the bone marrow. And because the blood flow could not properly go through the bone marrow, I have all that nerve damage in the foot, and there's absolutely nothing they can do. So they ended up putting a stimulator in my back, and the first one failed. It quit working after 90 days, and then a year later, it took them a year later, because all of that was through workers' comp, and you had to go through all of the workers' comp regulations. They finally removed that stimulator and put a new one in. And the first one has now been recalled. So apparently they had a lot of problems with that one. But that's why I'm disabled. And that is nerve damage to the foot and ankle and leg.